And just like that.
We're back.
We're back in LA. Feeling really happy.
Carrie is
I'm in a state of...
you're in a crow state right now.
Yeah.
Your energy is extreme crow vibes.
Sorry.
No apologies necessary. We're laughing about it, so it's good.
I came bursting into your doors.
Flying, true crow-like.
Just came
flitting
in,
about.
Spreading woe.
I honestly don't understand why I feel better than I would. I think I prepped myself to truly be like in the pits today. Yeah. And I think I just shot my load, like way overshot, like how bad I would feel, which is actually a great method.
Yeah, that's actually a good tactic for coming back from something really happy and euphoric.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm going to want to die tomorrow. I'm going to want to die when I get home. I fucking hate LA.
Did you get home last night?
Yeah, I got in last night. A harrowing flight.
Was it bad?
It was just long.
Did you get
Truly, once you go...
Did you get a pod?
No. I was in a cursed window seat. Truly, my neck and shoulders... I'm crunched. My spine, my cervical spine...
It's long.
...has been crunched. I decided to traumatize myself by watching Saving Private Ryan on the plane.
Oh, I mean, it is like 8 hours.
Yeah, I was like, this will at least make the time fly. But I was further harrowed. That movie is
probably the worst plane movie in...
They don't make plane movies like that. Or they don't make even movies like that anymore.
Were you an American?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't.
Couldn't get an upgrade to save my fucking life.
I actually had leg room. Like I was in the exit row, so
oh, that's nice.
Like the wall was like as far away as that.
I had extra leg room, but I was also sitting next to a particularly beefy gentleman who was like not even fat, just like a beef boy. And I was kind of turned on because he was so bald and beefy, but I was also like, get the fuck away from me.
He was a meatball.
I don't want to sit. I want to like fuck a meatball, but I don't want to sit next to them on the plane unless I can cuddle into their meatballness and work it into my personal space. But then I was just hyper aware and I went into crunch mode and my body is keeping the score.
It's also like, I was like, 6 hours is a long flight.
So long.
Because I usually...
It's like...
I forgot.
Across the world.
It's like you could go to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like... Because now I just fly from Miami to LA, which is only like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's the
Sometimes
longest.
even less than 4 hours. To hop, skip, and a jump away. But at one point I looked at the person next to me and it said 3 hours left. And I went, fuck.
I know.
Holy
it felt
shit.
like forever.
I watched 20 minutes of that Matt Damon MAGA movie where like Amanda Knox.
Stillwater. Hell yeah. I love that movie.
I didn't finish it.
Fair enough.
And then I watched what did I watch? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan though. That's damn.
That movie, I think I fugued when I first saw it because I didn't remember anything. And then I was like, damn, like everyone's getting blown to bits in that movie.
The D-Day scene when they all...
The D-Day scene is actually one of the greatest cinematic achievements of the 21st century. But like...
It was made in 1990. It's made in like... It is. But it's
the 20th century.
But it is also the 21st century.
Yeah. So it was right after all.
Yeah.
But like...
That was me mansplaining.
Truly...
It's amazing.
Like people are just blowing their arms off and then crying and like picking up their blown off arms and like walking around. Everyone's getting blown to smithereens. People are getting
crying for
set
their mom.
on fire. People are crying for their moms. And I also was just like, God, men... I came away, I was like, men really have it rough. Like, truly, I was like, I do respect that they will fight.
Yeah.
Back then, it was sexier. Now it's just like all drone war.
Yeah.
No one's getting really...
I mean...
I'm going to walk that back a little bit. I'm walking right
People
back.
still are getting blown to bits and traumatized.
I wish war upon no one.
Yeah.
But like, I understood. I walked out of that... I didn't walk out of the movie because I was still just crunched. But I was like, God, men Men are really doing manly things out there. And then I crunched even further, heard my like neck snap. Then I watched some of You've Got Mail because I was like, I had started that on another flight, and then I was like, well, I'll circle back to that.
I watched that on the flight to Miami in JetBlue Mint.
Love it.
No, Saving Private Ryan, that scene is like horrific. Yeah, that one scene where the guy is just looking around, he just picks his arm up, and he just trots off.
That was me trying to like board the plane. That's me post 6-hour flight. Crunched in coach. Yeah, and like everyone's dying in that.
They all die.
Yeah, almost all of them, except for Edward Burns and Matt Damon. Edward Burns is a terrible actor, but he's so hot.
So fucking hot. God bless.
Unreal.
Sending my love to the Turlington Burns family. A gorgeous.
We love you guys.
He's so hot in that movie. And then that guy who always plays like a kind of meek guy who's like he's like the translator.
Yeah, he lives, but he's also just a coward.
And then that guy Tom Sizemore's in it.
Tom Sizemore,
great actor.
Fucking great actor. I was like, give this man needs a renaissance. Because he really went through it after that.
Didn't he wasn't he associated with like Heidi Fleiss?
I think so. He did a lot of bad things. He was a very like a Charlie Sheen vibe.
Yeah. I mean, he was in Heat, which I watched recently.
Yeah, that's on my list for revisiting.
He's like every 90s bad boy movie where like there's like a group of like grizzled criminals.
Gotta throw Sizemore in there.
Gotta have Sizemore.
Gotta get Sizemore.
Vin Diesel's in Saving Private Ryan, right?
Yeah, he's one of the first to go.
Oh shit! And then
once
Barry
they
Pepper.
go on their mission, and Barry Pepper's so fucking hot.
He's the sniper.
He's a sniper.
Right?
I think I would love to be a sniper.
Like Big John.
Yeah, like Big John. I think sniping would be probably my ideal. I wouldn't want to be like in the shit on the ground.
Sniping is like detached, but like also you have to be like a certain kind of.
I think I could snipe. I'm just saying.
You have to be like kind of
crazy.
Yeah, you have to be like a certain level of cold.
Yeah.
To just be like.
I can access sniper levels.
Damn.
Double homicide.
I would have died. I would immediately been.
You'd be throwing up on the D-Day boat.
Yeah, and I would immediately get my head and fall off into the drink. I would have drowned.
So many different kinds of ways to die in World War II. And even just when you think you're good, you're dead.
Tom Hanks was hot in that movie.
He's really hot.
He's really hot.
He is hot. And what range?
Truly. When did he like become, what a switch from being in like Splash, great movies, but being in comedies and then all of a sudden being in Philadelphia.
And it didn't seem like jarring. You know, some comedy actors, when they transition or it's time for them to get serious, you're like
Jim Carrey.
Stop. Yeah.
Even
like Kristen Wiig, sometimes you're like, please don't do this to us. Like, just keep the lols going. But with Hanks, probably easier for men, but like, he really just did that. She did that.
Yeah, he played gay.
He'll do it all. What won't he do?
AIDS gay.
We need him to be in like a really harrowing something or the other again. He needs to stop doing these like dumb Apple TV shows.
Oh, I tried watching Finch.
He's always like doing something in space with like a robot.
Rita needs to stop.
Rita needs to slap some sense into him.
Rita needs to stop him. Get back into being her music videos.
Yeah.
Girls' Night In.
I need more music from Rita and like a really disgusting role for Tom. Like I want him to be in like Shame, the sequel.
I felt very shame when I stayed at the Standard.
I was feeling just shame from afar knowing you were at the Standard, and it made me want to rewatch Shame.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that this week.
I thought about it. That movie is...
It is actually shameful, kind of. I love it. They're like the lowest you could possibly go is like
going to a gay club.
Gay.
I know.
Getting your dick. Not even sucking a dick, just getting your dick sucked
by probably some hot guy in like a.
Yeah, you're lucky. That looked fun.
Yeah, that part was a little.
I thought he was gonna fuck his sister the whole time.
I thought they had fucked.
Yeah, I literally got it in my head from somewhere that like they end up fucking because they just can't help themselves, and that was the shame.
Well, I thought
and
the
then
shame
I
was...
kept waiting for that to happen, and then when that didn't happen, I was like, oh, that was shame.
I think at the end she says something like, "We're not bad people. Something bad just happened to us." I think that they were
molested.
Yeah, I think they were like molested together.
Yeah.
So I think that was like the whole.
He wasn't even that horny at the end of. I've seen way hornier people than him in that movie.
It's pretty horny.
I gotta revisit, and then I'll tweak my horniness levels accordingly. But from
He
what
stuck
I
his hand-
remember,
he fingered some woman with her husband right there, and then made her smell her cooch.
that's hot.
Her cooch. I know, but then her husband.
What did we start calling it again? Someone brought
Trout snatch.
not trout snatch.
That's what Sonia calls it. That was a reference to our
NY show,
I don't
which will be
actually
posted as
refer-
a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Wait, there was a cooter.
Cooter.
Remember we were gonna bring back cooter.
He
made her smell her cooter juice.
and then he was like to her husband, like, smell your wife's cooter juice, and he punched him. and that's when he rock bottom.
That's when he had to rock bottom and say, "I just need a beach from a man."
I know.
The shame.
That was the one I was like, this movie's very progressive and like going there with, but then I was like, wait, this feels weirdly puritanical.
Yeah, then it took a turn. It was like, no one's more shameful than the gays.
I know.
Like, where do you go when you're sex obsessed and you just can't stop? You won't stop at anything to get a blowj. And it's like, I'll just take it to the gays. They'll just suck my dick.
Take it to the Eagle. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
And they thought you were too. That's why they sucked your dick.
I know. He could have done a lot more shameful.
Yeah. You could have fucked his sister.
No, I thought that.
I thought it was going to be like, oh my God, they actually secretly love to fuck. And like, that was the shame.
That movie made me feel so equally turned on, but also so desperately
Disgusted.
sick.
Yeah.
I was
I can't wait to revisit.
The whole time I was like, I was like on the verge of retching the whole movie. But speaking of sex positive, kind of. Guys, it's back.
It's fucking back.
Just Like That has finally premiered on HBO. The first 2 episodes. There's spoilers ahead.
They dropped last night. Yeah, spoilers ahead.
If you haven't
Turn it
listened,
off.
turn it the fuck off.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing weekly, just sort of like round tables. First
just
episode.
like a light discussion.
It's a shocking first episode.
Okay.
What do you think about the opening?
Did you watch it today?
Yeah.
I watched it. Friend of Saving Sex and the City 3, Jodie Harsh. Go listen to her episode. It's fucking incredible. Messaged me last night. She lives in fucking the UK and she was just watching it. And then I was like, well, I actually am just now going to stay up until 3 a.m. watching this show.
Wow.
I didn't mean to, but it just had to be done. And
was Tonya up with you?
Tonya was asleep, and he was asleep truly in the bed on his back with his head on the pillow, like snoring. I was like, my boyfriend. I
need him.
You're my Mr. Big. I said, you're my big.
And
you're my Mr. Big. And then I pulled the covers up to his little chin, and he slept while I watched. It was very cute.
You're like a Russian woman in the East Village.
Truly, I was like, you're my Mr. Big. Do
You're
not die.
John J. Preston.
Okay, wait.
Guys, okay, so again, spoilers ahead. If you haven't listened to it, just check on out.
Also, if you don't know this, you're not really a Sex and the City fan.
And they're also in
the
the
Daily
reviews.
Mail's been saying this for like since August. So
Guys,
get with the program.
Mr. Big
Did.
He did that. He
died.
died
Fucking did that.
via by a Peloton.
Peloton death.
Which I thought was kind of funny.
I knew as soon as she was like, I'm gonna go to this recital, and I knew that he was gonna die while like piano music played.
Wow.
I just knew. I could see it all.
He had like a kind of wistful look when he was smoking his cigar, and he kind of like looked out, like he took a puff and then he sort of looked into the abyss, and I was like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
She didn't get to properly say bye to him.
But at least she gets to remember him going, just want to look at you. He basically Bradley Cooper Stars born her a little bit on the way out.
I just want to
get another look.
And he got to look at her one last time before he...
Okay, but why didn't she call the...
Yeah, why didn't she
ambulance?
immediately run to him?
Like, I kept being like, call 911, you bitch.
She just kind of... She stood there.
He was alive for a really long time.
He was alive for like an hour. She came home and he was literally like this. And she looked at him and she went... And then he immediately went...
But he then his arm was moving when she was holding him. So he was really alive for quite...
She went, John!
Slap him in the face and start some CPR. At least call 911.
Yeah.
Don't crawl into the shower.
No, with your little heels on.
With your little satin heels. Your little marriage heels.
They were getting... Was she wearing her blazer?
Yeah, she went fully clothed into their like walk-in shower.
No, but was she wearing her wedding outfit? Was that the...
It was her wedding shoes.
Oh, I thought she was also wearing the suit.
No, I don't know. Maybe that blazer was part of it. No, I think it was a more fitted blazer when they got hitched at City Hall.
And when Charlotte was immediately taking the blame, I was like, of course, this is so what Carrie would do. She would make you... It's like when Miranda felt bad that she said, you guys are crazy. And then Carrie kind of blamed it on her.
But I don't think Carrie blamed Charlotte.
No. But the fact that she assumed that just shows...
what it's like to
what
be
a
friends
history.
with Miss
So let's just break it down. So that happens at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, but at the very beginning, they immediately explain Samantha's whereabouts, which I actually appreciated.
They immediately took us to a place of post-COVID. I want to live wherever the fuck they're living.
Yeah, I was like, COVID's truly over in their world. Not a mask to be found. Bitsy. They took it to a place of Bitsy.
Making jokes about it. Oh, I wish it was still... Miranda's like, I miss when you had to stand 6 feet apart.
I'm like, I don't. Do I? Wait. I don't miss that. I want to
live in a world
where there's no COVID.
Well,
and now thanks to Sex and the City, I do. It actually did. It has ended COVID officially.
COVID's
Omicron,
over.
It's overshadowed Omicron.
Can I tell you something?
What?
One of our listeners who was at the show who came into the VIP, he was a government analyst, and I asked him what he knew
about Omicron,
and he said, let's just say it's good you guys did your tour now.
Okay, I don't like that.
You can cut that out.
He's a CIA plant.
Cut that out.
I'm not cutting it out.
But he went, let's just be glad you're doing it now. That's all.
Well, we have more dates coming up just announced. It better come. If it's going to come.
Better come now.
Just everyone get your booster. I'm not canceling anything. I'll literally do a show in a petri dish.
Me too. No,
I'm literally
no, Laura. I'm doing my show. I'm just saying. I think he meant I think he meant shit's coming.
It's always coming. It's been coming.
Yeah.
It's 2 years. It's been 84 years.
But anyway,
I can still smell the fresh
this
COVID.
New York, I was like, take me there.
Yeah.
So it starts out with the three of them at brunch. Carrie's wearing like a little.
She's wearing a hat. Her hair is actually looking powerful.
I like Miranda's hair.
I like Miranda's hair.
Charlotte looks like Le Voyage to the Moon. That silent film. I'm sorry. She looks like the face on the moon.
I'm really thrown by Charlotte's entire vibe. Like, she seems the most different and not like changed for the better.
No,
she's like
something's happened.
She's bizarre.
She's really fucking weird.
She's weird.
She sounds like she's slurring.
Did it like
what happened during COVID?
What became of her?
I don't know. And it sounds like Samantha. So we find out Samantha has had a falling out with all the girls because Carrie dropped her as a publicist. Which I was like, such a dig.
Okay, but also, so Carrie dropped her as a publicist and then they had a falling out and Samantha moved to London and then never spoke to anyone again. And Carrie had a line where I truly was like, you are a cunt for this, where she goes, I mean, I guess I always thought I was more to her than just a paycheck.
Yeah, that was
and I was like, you're a bitch for that.
She was digging Kim.
That was all like really meta Kim digs.
Oh, for sure.
But I also am obsessed that whether Kim wants to be in it or not, she's still in it.
She's a main character.
I would be like, you need to pay me for this. Do you think she at least gets like $5?
She probably gets some kind of. I mean, she's literally like actively in the show from afar.
She is the silent and invisible character.
She's the silent partner.
She is the silent partner in Carrie's Buca de Beppo endeavor.
So Samantha has taken to London town, which I was like, first mistake. Samantha Jones would never leave New York.
Yeah.
She left LA. She went to LA and hated it. She immediately came back. She's ride or die New York. I don't think she would go to Londres.
She's more of a New Yorker than those bitches are.
Yeah. Well,
like I feel, or no, I guess like
Miranda.
Miranda and
Well,
Carrie.
we need to talk. I need to just bitch about what they've done to Miranda.
So Samantha's gone,
and because she's had a falling out with Carrie,
she won't talk to anyone.
Which I was like, that's
seems weird, but also I got you're like literally just using this as a way to be like Kim's crazy.
I'm also
But
like,
also Kim, come back.
yeah,
Like
just fucking do it.
she has to.
Maybe it's coming.
I think it will come because truly the way that they're writing this and like they are being rude about her, but they're also very much keeping her in the mix. So like the door is
texts.
open. The texts,
Hey London,
the flowers.
Hey London lady. That killed me.
Did she say that to her?
In the second episode, we won't talk about it now.
Okay, yeah.
So we explained COVID's over. Samantha's gone. It's just the three of them. They sit down for brunch. They see Bitsy
von Muffling.
Who's Nathan Lane's husband. He died, I think, of COVID.
Yeah, he died either of it or during it, but we don't really get to that until like the next episode.
Bitsy goes, did
single.
Samantha pass on? I don't know. And she goes, well, just with everything that's been happening the last year, she goes, I assume if someone's died, or someone's out of the picture, they've passed on.
I love that.
Like,
that's a real jump. I guess like at her age, you must just assume that.
This is like 2025.
This is 2026, I would actually say.
COVID's completely over.
Like has been over for at least like 6 months.
Yeah. So they're kind of getting used to like being maskless, do we hug, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the three of them sit down. Miranda's complaining about Brady having cum-filled condoms all over his floor. Brady's sexually active with his girlfriend.
He's like...
Which I was a little like, wait.
Okay. I understand letting your teenager... Or actually, no, I don't understand really letting your high schooler have their girlfriend over to spend the night.
They're like at one point banging so hard in the next room that like their frames.
Yeah, like they are like he's like plowing next to them. That's a lot.
That's a reach. Lily is trying to get into some like prestigious Manhattan School of Music.
Lily's a literal musical genius.
And she's also like weird.
She's weird, but it's like she's cool. Like I really
cool.
liked her. I was like, she's got a good head on her shoulders. I feel like she hates Rose, which I don't blame her for because I have to bitch about Rose.
Rose was also in Old, which I watched on the plane.
She was?
She played the daughter. Rose is
wow.
Is Rose trans? Or is she?
No, she's just fucking annoying.
No, but I mean, is she gonna be like non-binary? I feel like it's leading up to her like being queer with her
maybe
expression of herself.
Not great visibility for non-binary.
Yeah.
Not good non-binary representation with the Rose of it all, because she's been annoying since the day she was born.
Yeah.
Remember, she was always like bitching and crying, and it was Lily that slapped
Lily,
the
look
paint.
what you've done.
Charlotte had to take to the pantry.
Lily was always
Charlotte, motherhood changed her for the worse, I would venture to say.
Harry's in it.
Harry's like 45 pounds lighter.
It just feels
they also don't feel like they're they have no connection to each other.
The whole show does not feel, it feels like it's like a weird impression. Like it just there's something
in neither world.
There is something very off.
You know what's off about it is there's no voiceover. There's always been, Carrie's always narrated. And that's like been part of the joke, I think, or at least for the pacing, it keeps the pacing feeling the same. And without that, there's these like kind of silent moments of transition where normally you would have Carrie
being like, meanwhile in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Or
Miranda
being like,
was, totally. That is like she does it at the end, but it's like,
she says one thing at the end of every episode. She's going to be like, and just like that, I killed myself.
Just like that, I put my dog to sleep.
Yeah.
Or I'm very confused.
Just like that, I smothered Miranda to death.
Oh no. So Carrie and Big are still rich.
Carrie's never been better.
Carrie's like on a popular pod, which is like a sort of round table. It's like Red Table vibes.
Okay, we need to talk about Carrie's podcast.
Okay, so Carrie's a supporting character on a podcast hosted by a non-binary person named Shay, who's played by Sarah Ramirez, who was on Grey's Anatomy, and in You've Got Mail. She played the checkout person.
Oh.
They played. I think Sarah is
Wait, in Zabar's?
Yeah, when he's like, you can
that won't slide the thing.
Get in another line.
Holy fuck!
That's Sarah Ramirez.
Wow, the range. So
great actor. I love them, but this character is. I'm sorry. I went new. So they're supposed to be.
I don't know.
Shay is supposed to be like a stand-up who like is frank about sex, but it's like very corny. And then she has another like a guy. So she has like
it's Bobby.
Yeah, what's his name?
Is it Bobby Lee?
It's like a roundtable of perspectives from a non-binary queer person, a straight cisgender man, and a straight cisgender woman.
Yeah, it's Bobby Lee.
Right.
Amazing. Which I was excited because I love
funny.
him. Yeah, but like.
Shay? Could they have gotten an actual comedian?
Is she not? Oh, I guess she's an actor.
She's like they're like a Broadway, which is fine, but like, could they have gotten like an actual like I want
Sandra Bernhard.
Yeah, or like there's tons of queer comedians that you could have had.
Who's that one that did Nanette? When did you get her?
Hannah.
Throw her in the mix.
Them.
Throw them in the mix.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Anyway, I mean, I'm just like, it's.
I'm
not an expert on comeding, but it is painful sometimes to watch an actor pretend to do stand up.
I mean, we had a Miss Maisel moment, and you know I love that show. You know I love my girls, but
you love Mrs. Maisel?
I love Mrs. Maisel. It's a secret truth of mine.
Why so secret? It's great.
Huge Maisel head. But I will say her comedy in the show is terrible.
Sometimes it's really funny.
Her
very first act I was loving.
Yeah, when she took her tits out.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
And someone was peeing and she went like, "Thanks for joining us."
Yeah, her crowd work is great, but the jokes sometimes they don't light me up in the way that I would love to law. It's hard. It was Private Ryan era. It was a different era. But yeah, Shay, this podcast, who listens to it?
Apparently a ton of...
Is it the most popular?
It's the most popular podcast in New York.
I was like, what must that be like to go to a studio with like...
I mean, some people have that.
Yeah, serious. But that's like radio. This was like...
This
level of production. I was also like, how much is Carrie getting paid for this podcast?
I think it's a leisure of love.
Yeah.
I don't think Carrie needs... I think she's made enough from her books and from Big.
Okay.
I think it's like
this podcast truly made me want to rip my own ears out.
I'm assuming that this is the most popular podcast in history. It
rivals in the Apple top.
It's like Joe
10.
Rogan who. This podcast is like
we don't even what's the name of this podcast?
There is no name of it. It's called And Just Like That.
It's called podcast. Podcast.
It's called Roundtable. But it's literally, I'm assuming in this world, a queer, feminine-focused podcast is the most popular podcast in the world.
I love that for them.
Great.
Yeah. More power to them.
So Carrie...
Go off and pod.
So Shay and Bobby Lee are like I think his name's Jesse. They're like super, crass and talk about like jerking off in public.
Yeah,
and
sex and
fucking. And then Carrie, we find out, is like, she's become kind of a prude.
She's always been a little bit of a prude.
She's always been someone that fucks with her bra on.
Yeah. And Shay turns to her and she's like, what about you, Carrie? Like, have you ever masturbated in public?
And she's like,
I like to plead the fifth. And she's like, if you consider Barney's in public, and everyone's like, what? And then Shay confronts her in the elevator after the show.
And lights like a crack.
Wait, I'm sorry. Shay is a pothead, which nothing wrong with that, but she doesn't vape. She literally pulls out a pipe filled with a packed bowl and then uses a lighter to light it up and smokes it in an elevator. You can't do that.
Post-COVID, baby. This is like...
Is this the 2026? You can just light up.
She's smoking crank.
She's toking a bowl. She's smoking salvia in the elevator.
What if she was smoking crank?
She might as well be. You can't do that. That would
She's
be like
smoking
lighting a cigarette and smoking it in public. And you can't do that in an elevator. Like that's like a smoke sensitive.
No, she's smoking glass.
But like I've been a pot smoker for so long.
Yeah,
and an adult pot smoker.
You live in LA.
Yeah, like no one
does that.
No one smokes pot like that. Who approved this?
Someone. So Shay's like, Carrie, you better.
Shay's toking.
She's toking hard.
Ripping glass.
She says to Carrie, like, you better start being more slutty on the pod and like
to engage in the conversation.
Basically, like, stop being so annoying and like standoffish because the trolls are gonna just like rip you apart for being like the prudish cisgender woman.
Yeah.
So Carrie's
you
like,
step your pussy up, she said, which I love.
Yeah, I like that. They had moments where I thought they were lolling.
And then Carrie goes home and she really has to wonder what it means to like step her pussy game up. And honestly, the pussy was stepped up in this moment for me because she challenged.
I liked it.
I loved it.
She one of the last intimate act she and Big share together is her asking Big to
jerk it in front of her.
Jerk his old big hog in front of her. And he's like, all right. He's like, I'll go get the lube.
And then he did. And he lubed up that dick and then jerked it while she watched. And I was like, that's a old Lara Shaynault specialty ask.
I liked it.
I love that. I was glad to see them.
I thought it was like this
jerking.
I was like, all right, Carrie.
But then he grabbed her robe with his lube hands. And I was like, don't touch the robe with the lube.
He kind of like played it off a little and was like, oh my God, like pretending. And then he was like,
then they fucked.
Then he's like, all right, I need your puss.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right. But it was like, honestly,
that was cool.
It was a respect. It made me respect Carrie. I have to say Carrie's less.
She's less like me and she's cool now.
The pandemic has chilled her. They've been listening to Todd Rundgren.
Mm-hmm. They've been listening to like a record every night.
Linda Ronstadt.
And she like will help him cook. She's very much like, she's more engaged with the world and it seems like she's more sure of herself.
Yeah. And she's like on Instagram. She's taking photos, so like she's trying.
Yeah. She's doing the damn thing. And I really came away from this being like, Carrie's cool. Like I fuck with Carrie.
Yeah, I fuck with Carrie. I fuck with her asking her husband to like beat his meaty kielbasa for her. his old salty dog.
I like that
his fish
he
and
needed
chips.
lube.
Yeah, good for him.
I think everyone needs more lube.
And Big is...
He's just pulled that hog out. I wish that they had done like some sort of shadow work where he like pulled it out and it cast like a huge shadow on the wall.
How big was his dick? 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Chris Noth is fucking hot.
He fucked her and it would come out of her mouth.
I want that. I want to go out of my ears. So they fuck. So they're cute. Miranda and Steve. Okay, Steve, by the way.
Steve is deaf.
Steve has 60% hearing loss in one ear and 40% in the other. He can't. He's like, there's something off with him. Not just his hearing. I don't know if it's like actually they're working it in from his. But I don't think Steve is that old.
No.
They make it seem like
he has hearing aids, which I thought a hearing aid like fixed the problem.
But Steve is like, there's like something, he seems like kind of confused. And I'm like, does he have like early onset?
Oh my God, because his mom did.
Oh.
I'm going to fucking throw up right now. It's going to happen.
He's still Alicing. He's going to be eating pizza out of the garbage.
I almost just like ripped my own vein open with my mouth and bled out for the rest of this pod. I can't.
It's.
This is they're in the shit. This is Saving Private Ryan, and just like that.
What I think is gonna happen is Miranda's gonna fall in love with Shay.
Yeah, they're fully gonna scissor.
But like as Steve is like losing himself,
chomping some trash pizza.
There's something I'm like a little like Steve was always like whip smart. He was cute. He had a tight little ass. And now he's
still hot as fuck, but he's a little bit frayed.
I'm like, he's 54, maybe, this actor.
I'm freaked out. Alzheimer's is so awful and scary.
It's so scary. Because it could happen to anyone at the drop of a hat.
I know. And now we're going to have to watch Steve, the hottest man, truly turn into just like his old beer swilling mother. Miranda's gonna have to like bathe him.
Okay, Miranda, guys, Miranda was my girl. She was like, for me, the definition, a pinnacle New Yorker, like
a native New Yorker.
But she was like an edgelord before it was like, she was like, no fucks.
Was like spiky hair, overalls. Hair,
like just wearing like a little velvet like blossom hat, like just fucking doing it.
She was cool.
She was fucking cool, and she didn't care, and she was so like hardened and like just cynical, and now they've turned her into this like annoying bitch. I'm sorry to say that word, but like what happened to the Miranda that we love? This Miranda she's left her
life, beat it out of her.
She's left her corporate firm, which like, okay, I get it. She's been like
she was radicalized by COVID and Black Lives Matter, and now she's like a social justice warrior, but
which
she's
like God bless.
She is literally a white woman in a Facebook group level of like psychosis.
Well, she's taking a graduate master's degree at Columbia. Her teacher is this like renowned professor who happens to be Black, and they have this like genuinely uncomfortable and I think well done, like loaded conversation with Miranda's like talking about her hair, and like it's actually like interesting and like I think important to see that. And I think they did it. The actress what's her name, Nina, the woman what's the professor's name?
I can't remember.
She's great.
She's really good. And Miranda just like puts her foot in her mouth over and over in front of a bunch of like Gen Z people. And I love all the like hair color work that was happening in that class. I was like, this honestly insufferable class full of like pink hair and blue hair people, like, get me out of here. But I love when Miranda misgendered that one blue hair and was like, you're quick to the pronouns, and then it was like you pissed off the wrong group of people.
But to me, Miranda wouldn't be this clueless.
I know, I thought that too.
I had this like weird where I was like, this is not her. I love Cynthia Nixon. I'm a ride or die. Like, I think she's such a fucking amazing actor. Miranda, I just feel like she wouldn't be this out of touch or this like, like she would just, I feel like she might be a little like, oh, well, I don't fucking know. Like, let me learn about it and then like be cool about it. I don't think she would be like, and like stumbling on herself.
Okay, so I didn't think that either, but then I think what they're doing is like Miranda has a serious drinking problem. I don't mean to laugh, but they're gonna take Miranda to a place of drinking, and
she's a wino.
There was an episode of Saving Sex and the City 3 where I think we got Miranda addicted to poppers, and I truly believe that influenced. I mean, Miranda's she's gonna have a crushing realization of her own powerlessness over alcohol.
I mean, me and you predicted the return of Natasha.
Truly, I honestly feel like I've been doing psychic work for 3 years, and most of the audience has me to thank for single-handedly bringing back Sex in the City.
But Miranda just turned into this like almost parody of like neoliberalism of like well-intentioned white woman, but like who's being like coded and like racist and just like completely out of touch and fumbling on herself. And I think it's hard. Like I think it's like important to see that because I think it is like a very well done take on like you can still be completely out of touch and like missing the point even if you're like liberal and trying and making a person of color feel uncomfortable. Like, you know, we've all had to like, us as white people have had to like reckon with that and try it, you know what I mean? But the way they're doing it, I'm just like, I don't buy this for Miranda.
But then I was thinking about how annoying she was on their Abu Dhabi trip. And I was like, this was the start. And then she was in season 6, she was like pretty intense. Like, I feel like it makes sense. And I kind of enjoy the twist of it because I feel like we all came to the collective realization that Miranda was truly the one. Like, post Sex in the City, it was like less about Carrie and more about Miranda. But now I like the writers and creators turning it and being like, oh, you thought we should all be Mirandas, huh? And like now it's kind of like a fuck you to like
us,
the neoliberal fan base. So I'm into that troll. I'm into a reverse troll.
Miranda's like latent alcoholism, just like burgeoning.
I'm shook by a Miranda and a glass of Chablis, which is a true down by the docks of the river drunk drink.
Yeah, she's like
a full seaman.
she's like a dock worker wino. Like
a Chablis.
A Chablis wino is like going before
at 11 a.m. before school.
Her first day of school.
She's Requiem for a Dream.
She's headed there.
She and Steve are both. They are both two sides of the same Ellen Burstyn coin.
So that's happening. Charlotte's kind of like the same. She has her daughters. Her one
Charlotte's
daughter is
manic at all times.
Lily's a prodigy. She's cool, self-confident, like chill. And then her younger daughter,
Rose
is having.
She's in a state of refusal at all times.
Yeah, she's like doesn't want to get dressed up. She wants to wear her own clothes, which is like she's like I want to do it my way, which is her wearing like sneakers under a dress and like
wearing like a truly hideous, ugly outfit,
and wearing like an animal hat.
Okay, can I just say Anthony is killing me this season.
He's good.
He's so good. It
made me sad.
He goes, what is she wearing? She looks like a little Edie Beale.
Yeah, there's some good lines in this.
And then he goes, okay, so then they bring a new character named Lisa into the mix.
I love her.
That's like a friend of Charlotte's, like a fellow mom at the same that sends her kids to the same school as Charlotte, and like they're really getting along, and she's really fabulous. But I love at Lily's recital, she like walks in with her husband. She's really nervous because she knows her son is like not good at playing piano and that it's going to be a train wreck. And then Miranda has brought wine into the recital.
No, guys, we're not talking about like just like covert
she
wine.
Is a fucking drunk. I didn't even clock like, wow.
She has a bottle of wine. It's not even like low key.
I was like that's weird.
That's fucking weird. It's not like, yeah, there's a difference between like low key, like in like a Nalgene. She has a full bottle of wine.
A Nalgene would also throw me, though.
No, but like she's not discreet about it. She's just drinking.
She's proud. She's a proud alcoholic.
If I were Charlotte and my child, I would be like, can you wait at least till we're like out? Like we're not.
Yeah, like get out of here. You wait 2 hours. Like you don't need a drink right now.
You just see her like pouring. I'm like, we're at a child's piano.
Oh my God. So then Lisa comes in and she's like, can I get a glass of wine? She's always like, I want a French fry. I want a glass of wine. But she takes one and Anthony goes, yeah, give a glass of wine to Black Charlotte over there. It's like I lolled hard at that.
And then her husband's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And
like her mom is like, her mother-in-law is like truly over her.
She's bunny vibes.
Yeah, I was really into that, excited to see where that character goes.
Her husband is like, they're like they both like want to black out so they don't have to see their son play, who's really like, cute.
Just truly flop with the piano, which brought me back to a place of like piano recitals when I was young and like
never did those.
Oof. Sometimes you're good and riding high in April, shot down in May vibes.
But it's very like the whole thing is like it's a little weird and then it starts getting good at the end. And then of course, so Charlotte invites Carrie is like, Big and I are gonna go out to our Hamptons house on Wednesday.
We're gonna drive out to the beach, she says.
And then Charlotte's like, oh, can't you go Friday? And I'm like, honestly annoying that she's like,
yeah, also like, stop.
She's like, can't you go Friday? Can't you come see but I guess Lily is her goddaughter, I think, or something.
Lily's her goddaughter and she actually is like shockingly good at piano.
I think that's actually her.
I know, and I think it's so too, and I was
it's so too.
I think it is so as well, and I had a whole new sense of respect for that actress.
Miranda's like drunk as fuck, being like,
she's fucking Beethoven.
Woo!
Woo! Steve's like sundowning. Sleepy Steve.
Brady and her.
Like, Brady seems like neurodivergent.
What's wrong with him?
He's like,
does he have like a sex addiction? Like him and they're not. This is not appropriate behavior.
no, you
I'd
don't
be
like plow next to your parents'
At
room.
a child's recital.
Oh yeah, they were also sucking face.
I would be like, not right now. I'm sorry. I would be like, I'm all about like your kids are gonna like let them do what they have to do.
Yeah,
but like,
and make sure they're having safe sex and stuff. And like,
but I'd be like, this is inappropriate.
yeah, I'm like,
it's
can
uncomfortable.
You little horn dogs, please stop pawing at each other.
And he's like, don't sex shame me, mom. And I'm like, okay, I don't even think.
That's not sex shaming. You're sex shaming yourself in this moment by acting like a fucking freak off the leash.
But I don't even think kids act like that.
No, I don't think so. I
That's
don't
like
think
that's a little bit like
kids aren't having sex.
Yeah, Gen Z's like
Gen Z's not drinking and not fucking.
yeah.
They're just sternly watching everything. Bad. They're going, how dare you?
Is this the bonus episode?
No, this is a real.
Oh, this is a real. Yeah, they're just
real
calling the shots.
Yeah. God bless them.
Yelling at us.
They're just yelling at everyone and stomping
Love
their
it.
foot and having a little freak out. Love that.
Love them.
Enjoy your youth.
So Charlotte is like,
Welcome to your 30s. They're coming.
that's you, Miranda. Like
Here's wine and here this recital.
And then meanwhile, Miranda's just been like alienating everyone in her class. She's terrorizing her professor. She's seeing her on the subway and like trying to like.
Trying to like virtue signal in front of her, and her professor's like, please like get this woman away from me.
Then there's like this horrifying moment at the end where like someone in a Chucky mask like assaults the
Was
professor.
that in that first episode?
Oh, that's in the second episode.
Okay, we'll get there.
Damn.
More to come.
So then Carrie's like, all right. And then she invites Big, and Big's like, no, I've got a date with Allegra. And Allegra's his Peloton instructor. So Big's like
addicted to Peloton.
He's taken up Peloton during COVID, and then Peloton.
It's his 1,000th ride.
Which ultimately leads to his demise.
And Allegra and her big naturals are going to wish him happy
Sweet
1,000th. She's going to go, hey, Big Hog 29, like his screen name.
So that's what happens. You get on your 1,000th ride of Peloton, you die and your soul gets uploaded into the Peloton,
Peloton abyss. Yeah,
some like
your consciousness. Peloton has you sign a contract with Peloton where they upload your consciousness just to Peloton headquarters.
And then Cody Rigsby and like some big natural Brazilian woman go, ooh, hey mama, hey Soleil bitch. That's Cody Rigsby.
And
So Big's
staying home to like smoke a cigar and go on his little Peloton ride.
Yeah, that was your first mistake. Maybe don't smoke a fucking Cuban cigar
stop smoking cigars
before you
Peloton. Ride. But so while Lily is playing truly
rapturous,
an incredible performance, Big is Pelotoning to hell and back, and then has a heart attack as he's about to get in the shower.
Grips his heart.
But he lives through the entire rest of the performance, and he lives through Carrie even coming home. And she sees him breathing his final breath. He's still very much alive.
Yeah.
She didn't call 911.
He could have. His phone was right there.
It was wet, but also the new Apple phone, you can like basically throw it in a pool and it's fine.
Yeah. Also, that was a weird moment when Carrie was waiting for a cab and it's like silent. You just hear her going,
That's like, I was like, where is the voiceover?
Yeah.
Like, where is it? She's gone silent.
No, it's not. All I say is for those who haven't watched, like, don't go into it expecting the old guard or like the old kind of vibe. Is it like sunny? I can't tell. No, it's not.
No.
Don't expect like the old energy. They're longer episodes.
Different. Yeah, the episodes are, how long are they?
They're like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
They went by fast. But I love it. Like I
like it.
So happy to be back. And like I'll take what I can get.
I'll take what I can get. I need Samantha.
I crave her. Give her whatever she wants. Like sacrifice a literal child and bathe in its blood. Michael Patrick King, if that means Samantha will come back. Like
I'm happy.
Give her the world.
Someone was tweeting like meet every demand.
Yeah.
Like pay her more than Pay her more than SJP.
I want you to pay Kim Cattrall $20 million to come back for one episode. There is a price. That's the thing. If I was a billionaire, if I won the lottery and won $7 billion, I would
offer her.
I would inject myself into, and just like that, and be like, look, I'm going to make you $1 billion offer. Like, here's a bill, and it's just for Kim. Please communicate to her.
Yeah, they really should. Like, I think the show, unfortunately,
we need her.
While I am like, obviously, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think it's pretty quick. It's good writing. The writers did a great job. It's just, you need Samantha.
I'm waiting.
She's the sex.
Every episode I'm waiting for her to like come strolling in.
She's the heart. She's like someone, I read a review saying she was the beating clitoris of the show.
Yeah. Why don't they do a bottle episode of just Samantha in London or just Samantha in New York without the girls? Like, there are ways to get a Samantha fix without let's get creative.
Also, spoiler alert, like to her funeral, like we can talk about it, but like I don't buy that she wouldn't have at least called Carrie.
Yeah.
Just sending her flower, like she can't.
Also, she's not going to get, it's not like Carrie was her biggest client. She literally represented like a Brad Pitt level movie star.
It's the principal.
I know.
It's her pride.
That's it. You heard her pride.
That's show business, baby. But
she'll
excited.
Come back. I really do think she will.
I also have to say the outfits didn't bother me as much.
No, they were good. They were really good. They photograph on the street
poorly.
Piss poor.
It's beautifully shot.
But like, it is beautifully shot. The fashion is good. I'm not mad at it. You pointed out a really wild art in Carrie and Big's apartment that I didn't notice. They have like Bed Bath & Beyond Manhattan skyline art.
They have art of the Chrysler building, like on their big blown up like wall art from like Home Goods. And
it's like an IKEA, like IKEA's finest. I'm shaken by that.
They would never have that.
No. Not in a million years.
We got to see a little bit of her closet.
I like her closet. We got to see her go, hello, lovers.
We got to see her go at brunch.
Yeah. We got several moments of her going.
I was given a spoiler by someone who's seen
all of it.
More episodes. It's cataclysmic. I'm not going to tell you.
Wait, would it ruin it for me?
No, but I'm not going to. I'll tell you off air.
Okay, wait. Tell me now, and we're just going to have Jonathan beep it all out and really piss people off. I knew that was going to happen because I was like...
I mean, they were...
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Guys, what do you think Carrie just said? Put it in the comments. Yeah.
Let us know what you think. We will not have any slander, by the way.
We will not have any slander.
I will not accept any slander of how appearances of any of the women other than...
Other than the slander that you
said. I said about
about the moon.
She does.
I mean, it's a really hard pill to swallow, and I think it's like I think it's some unfortunate plastic surgery choices.
Still gorgeous.
I'm really also getting the sense that Kristen Davis knows that, and that is part of like the manic Charlotte performance.
But I will not accept any people making fun of SJP's appearance.
No, she looks, all the ladies on, honestly, I'm like, you all look great.
Yeah, they all look great. We can take out the moon face. That was a little mean.
Okay.
Jonathan, take out Charlotte looking like Le Voyage to Le Lune.
Wait, I like that earlier. I mean, you have to just speak truth to the truth.
Okay. I don't like being a gay man talking about a woman's appearance, so, because that's like cliche, like.
Yeah.
You can take that out.
All right. I defer to whatever Carrie wants.
Anyway, let us know what you think. And just like that, we'll be back.
We'll be back with another episode this week because there's 2 episodes out. Are they releasing 2 every week? Or just one?
I think just the.
Just
I hope
two
just
to
one.
really
I want to
kick things
milk
off.
this thing.
Let's milk it. Ooh, I'm riding this. I'm riding it. Ooh,
Yeah,
it's a
I'm edging.
long, dry hump
Yeah.
all the way to the finish line. We know we have season 2 already.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
I wonder.
I would love for Shay to just be a 1-season character.
I wonder if they're teeing
I
up.
feel like maybe she might
Yeah.
be a 2-season, especially when Steve has to go to the home.
I wonder if they're teeing up these characters to.
Don't.
Yeah.
To take over? No, don't say that. What if they killed off everyone though? I would be like, that's fucking baller. That'd be Gamora style.
They all died like a.
They die in 9/11. They die in a new 9/11. I'm just saying that would be fucking cool. That's the only thing I'll accept is if they truly Gamora style just kill off all the mains. Anyway,
let us know what you think.
Guys, I loved it.
I loved it too. We're fans.
Critics hate it. I just read on the Daily Mail that every critic was like a fucking jealous hater. Well, but you know what?
It's not for the critics. It's for the viewers.
It's for the fans, and I have yet to interact with one fan that's been like, I hated it. Literally, everyone loves it across the board.
I think you can like lovingly troll it a little, but
oh, totally.
But I think there's a difference between like I love it, but I will make fun of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm so grateful to Michael Patrick King, all the new writers.
Truly, congrats to the whole team.
Congrats for
you
really
did that.
doing it.
You really did it.
That.
They said it couldn't be done.
You guys fucking did that. I tip my hat to all of you, and I bow down. And
I curtsy in your presence, and I kiss the ring.
Thank you to the writers and the producers of And Just Like That.
Yeah. And thank you for podcast visibility.
And thank you.
We are out here.
Thank you to SJP.
Truly a million thank yous to one Sarah Jessica.
Thank you, Kristen Davis.
Thank you, Kristen Davis.
And of course,
thank you to her dermatologist.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia Nixon.
And thank you, Kim.
Oh my God, wait. We also didn't talk about, there's one last thing.
And Just Like That.
Stanford is a nightmare person.
I know.
He's really bad.
What's wrong with him? Like,
I think he just is like some gays, they start out good and then they go south.
God, he played him so well.
I know. And now he's like truly like, I would not want to.
Is he gonna get?
He's dead.
No. But is his character going to get?
Well, I don't.
Is he gonna get like sent away? He's gonna go to like rehab for being annoying.
Maybe they'll have like a hologram.
I'm like,
how are they gonna
deal with that?
Are they gonna also kill him? I swear, is everyone gonna die? There's so many questions.
Why are they treating them all like they're elderly?
I also love how dark this is.
Why are they also treating them all like they're elderly? They're in their 50s.
Treating them all like they're 98 years old.
Is this like medieval times where people only live till like 60? Like, what the fuck? Did COVID in this world shoot everyone's lifespan?
It aged everyone.
No, but did it like lower the life by like 20 years or something?
A lot of questions, nary an answer to be found, but
more to come.
More to come.
Bye.
Bye.